הבאה.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. President. This is your first official visit to Israel, and we receive you in great friendship and great warmth. We want to commend you and Chancellor Kurz for the very strong statement, the very strong position you've taken on the truth, on history, on anti-Semitism. The President of Austria and the Chancellor of Austria, I think, have been exemplary in putting out a simple truth that anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are one. Under the presidency of Austria in the EU, there was a call for countries to sign the declaration, or adopt the Declaration of Anti-Semitism adopted by IRA. This is very much, we believe, commensurate with the truth and with morality. We have followed consistently your positions and the way that you put them forward. We appreciate it very much. We have a lot in common with Austria because we are both small democracy eager to seize the future. We face obviously great challenges and also great opportunities. We both spend a very large proportion of our GDP on R&D, and that reflects our belief in innovation. We're going to discuss this today. Innovation, cybersecurity, all the areas of technology that are performing wonders and changing our world. Equally, we're going to sign an agreement on culture and science, an MOU, and I think it's something that we could do even more with each other. There is a clear understanding that we both have advanced societies with very capable people, and the more we exchange with each other, the better we'll do for each of our countries. I said that there are challenges. The greatest challenge that we face is undoubtedly from radicalism and fanaticism that seeks to bring the world back to medieval ages. Here in the Middle East, we face the two forces, the great forces of militant Islam, the militant Sunnis, led by Daesh, and the militant Shiites led by Iran and its proxies. We are committed to blocking their advance, and in so doing, we're defending not only ourselves, but in many ways defending Europe. Israel is the great fortress here at the edge of Asia, at the edge of the Mediterranean, that is preventing the forces of militant Islam from sweeping the region and sending millions and millions and millions of people into homeless wandering throughout the continents, especially the continent of Europe. The best way to deal with this is to deal with it here, to defeat these forces here. And Israel is doing more than its fair share in that regard. We have a great challenge from Iran that openly calls for our destruction. It minces no words about this. We're committed to preventing their acquisition of nuclear weapons, which would be directed at us. But we're also committed to preventing their aggression in Syria. For this reason, I've been discussing, as you know, Mr. President, regularly with President Putin of Russia. I'll be going on February 21st again to Russia, following my discussions with President Putin in Paris a few months ago and subsequent phone conversations. It's very important that we continue to prevent Iran from entrenching in Syria. In many ways, we've blocked that advance, but we're committed to continuously blocking it, continuously preventing Iran from creating another war front against us right here opposite the Golan Heights. This is one of the subjects, the main subjects, that I'll be discussing with President Putin. I also want to commend Austria for rejecting the hosting of the SPV discussions that are meant to go around the sanctions. It is an area that I'd like to discuss further with you, something that we have obviously very strong opinions about. But I believe that we share a common goal. And I believe that that common goal was probably in the note you put in the Western Wall, your prayers for the future. I think in many ways, well, I'm guessing. And I'm guessing that our hopes for the future, our prayers for the future, are for peace and harmony and security and prosperity. But you can correct me if I'm wrong. No. If I'm right, then we have a lot to discuss, and I'm sure we're right.
You're absolutely right. Yes.
Thank you. Welcome to Jerusalem.
Thank you. Thank you. Dear Prime Minister, ladies and gentlemen, It's my third visit actually to Israel and Jerusalem, but of course my first visit as a president, federal president of Austria. Due to our history, Austria and Israel are connected by a special bond, I should say. Theodor Herzl, for example, was a great Austrian, and at the same time he's the spiritual father of the Jewish state. It is said in Israel's Declaration of Independence, if I'm correct.
His statue is right beneath us.
Okay. But of course we are also connected by the most abominable chapter of history, the Shoah, the attempt at complete extinction of European Jewry. Yesterday I again visited Yad Vashem, and as in my previous visits, I was very, very moved indeed. It is impossible to go out and not feel terribly depressed. Austria's commitment to its responsibility that many Austrians were among the perpetrators came late, very late. This has had an impact on our relationship. Nowadays, Austria is firmly committed to the fight against anti-Semitism and racism. There must be no tolerance for anti-Semitism. Jewish life must be safe and undisturbed, whether in Europe or anywhere else. And Israel must be able to live in peace. Despite all the setbacks in the negotiations so far, the European Union, including Austria, believes that a negotiated two-state solution is the only viable way to achieve this. But you can correct me if I'm wrong in this point.
We'll put my note in the Western Wall
okay,
before the elections.
Right. Maybe after the elections also, yes. Right. Dear Prime Minister, today Austria and Israel enjoy an excellent relationship based on trust. All of our economic indicators know only one direction, going upward, and the same is true for cultural and scientific and educational cooperation. I'm accompanied by a large economic delegation and a strong delegation of cultural and scientific experts, and the good atmosphere of our visit here is also illustrated by the fact that we will sign 3 memoranda of understanding, I think.
Indeed.
Mr. Prime Minister, thank you very much for your hospitality.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to start the ceremony of the signing of the bilateral agreements. From the Israeli side, I welcome Ambassador Yuval Rotem, Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the State of Israel, on international development cooperation between Israel's Agency for International Development Cooperation, Mashav, of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the State of Israel, and the Austrian Development Agency, ADA.